long before the music recording industry and top 40 charts existed. Emperors from Europe's famous House of Habsburg dynasty elevated the arts that pleased them, and, one could imagine, annually picked the best music composition of the year. For it is true that the trail of great Western music traces back many centuries. Though, it wasn't until 1959 that the Grammy Awards were established to formally honor the best music each year. And yet, the Grammy Awards are less than 75 years old, and for 20 of its first 26 years, a winner for Classical Composition of the Year was not even chosen. But what if, centuries earlier, the royal Habsburg family had indeed established an annual practice of inscribing the name of an exemplary European-styled musical composition into a leather-bound ledger? Let's begin that ledger tale in 1583, continuing with annual picks of the finest music for 220 years until the early 1800s, when the first ledger becomes filled with titles of wonderful music, and a second ledger was started. Eventually, two more fictitious ledgers would be employed to record the final years of Habby winners after the Habsburg Empire crumbled, and the royal family found themselves on the run, and out of favor, after the Great War. From such a legacy, one could then make the case for naming Western music's greatest annual prize, the Habbies. That would have resulted in 15 Habsburg emperors, plus the widow and eldest son of the last emperor, collectively hand-picking the finest classical music for each year across those centuries until establishment of the Grammys. Think of the Habby Awards then, unofficially, as the ancient Grammys. And so, for music lovers well familiar with the classical repertoire, as well as newer listeners of classical music who want to discover the best music of each year before the Grammys, the Habby Award winners provide the perfect curated list of music from the end of the Renaissance period, through the Baroque, Classical and Romantic periods, and into the 20th century era. The fictitious Habsburg music ledgers, like so many other ancient relics, would only have been discovered and reunited in recent years, making the Habby Award winners able to be announced now for the first time ever, in a sort of global premiere. But how best to announce all the magnificent music chosen by a royal ear to be the compositions of each year over 3.5 centuries? The answer is that the winners will be revealed in the form of 40 playlists, each comprised of between 6 and 10 years of Habby winners. The first Habby reveal presents the bookending years of 1583 and 1958, plus each of the century year winners of 1600, 1700, 1800, and 1900. The second and third of the 40 Habby reveals will each introduce 7 more years of winners, from the 17th to 20th centuries. The remaining 37 Habby reveals will alternate between playlists that group decade winners together, and playlists with a mix of Habby winners drawn from across the centuries. There it is. The plan to reveal the best music, as if chosen by the most powerful family in Europe, for each of the 376 years that their ledger of musical eminence would have been dutifully maintained. As you listen to the 40 reveals, note that because information traveled more slowly in past centuries, emperors' music choices in any given year would reflect the compositions that arrived to their court in that selection year, whether the music was first penned, performed, or published in that award year. So, will your favorite pieces win Habby Awards? What Habby winners will you be discovering for the first time? You'll have to listen to find out. And, while some of the imperial choices might be surprising, all will no doubt delight the ear and the heart.